Only one-third of young South Koreans feels positively about marriage, survey finds. So, South Korea CNN. It's no secret young South Koreans are increasingly shunning marriage and parenthood. The country's steeply falling birth rate is clearly evidence of that. But a new government report underlines how drastically that trend has escalated over the past decade, spelling demographic trouble for the aging nation in the years ahead. The report, which surveys residents between the ages of 19 and 34 every 2 years, was released Monday by the official Statistics Korea. It found just 36.4% respondent polled last year said that they had a positive perception of marriage, down from 56.5% in 2012. The fall reflects the growing pressures on young South Koreans, including economic concerns such as unaffordable housing and rising cost of living. Common reasons cited in the report for young people not getting married include not having enough money for marriage and the feelings it's simply not necessary. And among the third of respondents with a positive perception of marriage, result screw heavily towards men, with just 28% of women responding positively. There could be various reasons for this. Multiple South Korean women told CNN in 2019 they had a safety concern when it comes to dating, exacerbating by high-profile news stories about sex crimes, voyeur, voyeurism, and gender discrimination. Women's advancement in education and the workplace also means the opportunity cost of marriage is much higher for women now than previous generations. By getting married, they may have to compromise on their career or education, especially given entrenched gender norms and difficulties in re-entering work after childbirth, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, called the OECD. That means many educated women with steady jobs were instead postponing marriage and parenthood. There are even a word bihon that refers to women to choose to forego marriage. Attitudes among respondents towards childbirth are similarly dismissive. The Statistics Korea report found of those surveyed last year, more than half said they didn't see the need to have a child even after marriage, a rate that has been steadily rising since 2018. But in a shift from South Korea's typically conservative views, the idea of the single parenting is getting popularity. Nearly 40% of respondents said they could have the child without marriage, a departure from traditional norms in the country. While having a baby is very much expected of married couples in South Korea, much of society still flows on single parent. IVF treatment is not afforded to single women, official hospital figures show. Meanwhile, the couples in non-traditional partnerships also face discrimination. South Korea does not recognize the same-sex marriage, and the regulations make it difficult for unwed couples to adopt. But experts say authorities may need to change this attitude and fast if they are to pull the country back from its looming demographic demographic crisis. Last year, the South Korea's fertility rate, already the world lowest, fell to a record low of 0.78, not even half the 2.1 needed for the stable population and far below even that of Japan 1.3, currently the world's greatest nation. Efforts to fix the problem so far have proved largely ineffective. The government has spent more than $200 billion over the past 16 years to encourage more people to have children, with little to show for it.